We're travelling from Europe's most northern capital city to Europe's most southern capital city.
That's 3,900 kilometres from Iceland, the land of fire and ice, to the subtropical island of Malta, one of the 10 smallest countries in the world.
Rule number 1, absolutely no planes allowed. We have to complete this challenge over land and over sea.
Rule number 2, we have 10 days to complete this because our bosses want us back at work and they'll be mad if we're late.
No way, you're fired.
What could possibly go wrong? This is not looking good. What, do you know why it's closed? That's not good news. Hope we don't miss the boat.
The first part of our journey is well underway. We have left Reykjavik now and we're heading about 2 hours away to our first stop to a guest house. The roads seem snow free at the minute. It was snowing earlier and it does say that it's going to be snowing all day tomorrow, so we're trying to get as many miles under our belt today as we can. The craziest thing about Iceland is that you can be driving and see things like this that are worth stopping for. But the parking is £7 for an hour, so I think we're going to do a quick drive-by of this one. Everyone in Iceland has got four-wheel drives and meanwhile we have got this. I think it's got character. How's the driving on these roads going?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I am an expert level driver though, so I'd expect nothing less. Not many people on the roads, which is quite nice, and very easy to drive around.
We have woken up this morning and it is snowing.
Good morning from Iceland. We drove from Reykjavik to Vik on the south coast of Iceland yesterday. We stayed in a tiny little guest house in the middle of nowhere. Yesterday the weather was actually really nice. It was really clear, and then we've woken up this morning and we're in the middle of a snowstorm. We got breakfast included in the little guest house that we paid about £100 for the night for. Food is expensive here in Iceland, so that is why breakfast included in a hotel is a win.
We need to get as many miles under our belt as possible today so we can make it to the ferry in time. I'm not sure if you can really tell, but the weather has started to get worse.
This is nuts. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get much further today. I think we might have to stop. It's getting too dangerous. It's like being on the moon. So when we looked at the map, how long the drive would take, the timings on that are obviously way off because we're having to drive so much slower. I hope we don't miss the boat.
Our first stop is underway. We're in Vik and there's a black sand beach here, so we've stopped and we're going to go and check it out. Well, hopefully this walk is not too long because let me tell you, it's cold.
Right, who's going for a dip? Dipped in the Red Tarn, the highest lake in the UK. I've dipped in the ice in Lapland, and now it's time for me to go for a skinny dip in the Black Seas of Iceland.
That was a lie.
You can't really see because of all the snow, but this isn't mud, this is sand. Should we get back to the car?
Yeah, it's cold. It's very strange to think that by the end of this challenge we are going to be stood on a very different looking beach. One that is not snowy and not black and not freezing cold. We are currently travelling in the smallest car in Iceland and the weather has really turned. The driving is probably going to have to be cut short today and we just head into the next place that we can actually stop.
No other Toyota Aigos have passed us. They've all been big cars, which makes me think we are being a little bit stupid.
One thing that we didn't quite realise about Iceland is just how vast it is. 70% of the population live in Reykjavik, and then as soon as you leave Reykjavik, it's just land. Are you regretting the Aigo?
It's not the Aigos. Actually, it partly is the Aigos' fault.
Do you think we should have stopped at the last place?
I think it would have been the safer option.
You can't even see.
If I brake, it's just going to slide all over the place, and then we'll write the car off, and I don't know what happens at that point. Besides the fact that we'll then be stuck in the middle of nowhere and it's freezing. Hello.
Hello.
My car is stuck in the snow.
Have you called your rental company?
No, not yet.
I would recommend you try to call them.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that. We're on the roundabout. We tried to pull off the roundabout.
Can you ask someone to help you there, or?
Yeah, we could see if there's someone around.
Okay.
And we were wondering if you may be able to help. What, do you know why it's closed? Or?
Because of the weather.
We're stuck in a service station, the abandoned car in the snowstorm. The road's closed, so the pickup truck won't come and tow us out. The police didn't want to know. I actually don't know what we're going to do. As you can see, we're now no longer in the car. We're safe in a hotel. Today has been extremely stressful. We were driving in treacherous conditions for about 2 hours, couldn't see where we were going, complete whiteout. And actually it turns out the road was actually closed, so we shouldn't have been driving down there. But honestly, I am exhausted. I'm just glad that we got here in one piece. Gonna get some sleep and we go again tomorrow. Morning update.
The Met Office has decided to close the roads in Iceland today, so we cannot go east, we can't go west, we are stuck in our hotel.
Yesterday was a very stressful day. I feared for my life. Obviously we wanted to make up for lost ground today, but that is not going to happen.
And the crazy thing is, it is so sunny outside, like it's blue skies, there's not a drop of snow in the sky, but this time it's because of the winds. The winds are just too high. So we've basically lost 2 days of travel, which is making Wednesday getting to the ferry looking a little bit unlikely. There is no plan B, because if we miss the ferry on Wednesday, it's over. We've decided just to walk out now to see what the roads look like. And the answer is not great. Very icy.
Ideally, we need to head off this afternoon, maybe go an hour down the road east. Maybe the main road's a little bit better.
Good news is somebody has drove past and said the roads are open.
They might be open west, but they might not be open east, so we need to check that. We're the only people still heading east. There's no update at 5. We'll have to make the call. We'll stay here for another night and then just hope for the best tomorrow. So we can go as far as Skidara.
Good morning. Hoping that the roads are open today.
Just checking out.
Should be fine, yes, until Hoffen, yes.
And then the rest of it looks a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. There she is. The whip.
That is where we stayed last night. This is an unreal place to wake up. It's looking good. We can finally get on the move again today. So we are up bright and early. There's 12 hours of daylight. Hopefully we can get as far as we can and get some hope of making this ferry on Wednesday. But first of all, we have to get out of the car park.
Oh, we made it. We're here. Relax. Okay, we've just done a 2.5 hour drive to Hoffen. We left at 7 a.m. It's now about 10:30. Feeling really good about it, actually. That's the longest drive that we've done. Although the conditions weren't great, we still managed to make really good progress this morning. So quite happy about that, feeling quite accomplished. Now we just need to push on and get even further east. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather holds out, the road's clear, and we can, get there today or maybe tomorrow morning. Text message says that due to challenging weather conditions, our boat will leave tomorrow at 12 instead of 8. That gives us 8 less hours to actually get there. That's not good news. Okay, yeah, there's nothing more to say really. I was feeling so positive as well.
We've still got a good few hours to go, but we've had a few stops. I'm starting to feel a lot more positive. Just moving forward in one direction is making me feel as though we might have a chance of making this ferry. And I really hope that we do, because out of this whole trip, the ferry crossing from Iceland to Denmark is the bit that I've been so excited about. Normally everything that we book is last minute, but we have booked the ferry in advance. So normally it wouldn't matter if there was a storm that held things up, because we could just wait it out, but we don't have the time to do that. Oh, this does not look good. It is just so sketchy.
Slow and steady wins the race.
We definitely underestimated Iceland. I did not expect it to be as wild as this. Normally if you come to Iceland you tend to stay around that golden circle, whereas we're coming quite far up the east coast, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We've made another stop. We've been on the road again for about 2 hours. This is the most remote place that we've been to so far. And you don't really believe it until you see it with your own eyes, but this place is honestly something else. The rest of the roads aren't open, so we have to wait here to find out if the last part of the road is even going to open. It's just a waiting game now. It's wild out here. We're in the car on the way to the town where the ferry is taking off from, but that road has been closed. It departs in 2 ferry. But who knows?